Thanks so much for being with us here on Atlanta News First Plus. I'm Joy Limnacker, and just want to share with you some of the top stories that we are following, starting with the latest involving the protesters of the so-called Cop City site. That is what protesters call it, is the controversial Atlanta Public Safety Training Center site. So now the newest development is that some protesters have been locking themselves to equipment. This is some footage from this morning in Midtown Atlanta where this has been happening, where these activists have been spotted locking themselves to this construction equipment. It's happening at the Brassfield and Gorey work site near 12th Street Northeast and Juniper Street Northeast. The construction site reportedly managed by the lead contractor for the Atlanta Public Safety Training Center. Again, critics call the center Cop City. Activists say that they targeted this site as a way of really pressuring the company to cut ties with this public safety project. Just last week, several pieces of construction equipment were set on fire at a site in southeast Atlanta. The Atlanta fire chief and police chief held a news conference calling it an arson attack. They said 4 pieces of construction equipment were damaged by the fires, and early indications are that they're connected to these opponents of, the Atlanta Public Safety Training Center site. Late Friday, an anonymous group claimed responsibility online for those early morning fires, and then in a press release last week, city officials said there had been 23 arson incidents damaging 81 pieces of equipment across 23 states since the start of the training center project. There is a $200,000 reward being offered for any information leading to the arrest and conviction of the people responsible for these attacks. Of course, we're going to keep following the latest developments on this story, which continues to unfold. And now to another major story that we're following, a heartbreaking story. A Georgia State Patrol trooper has died following a crash which happened yesterday afternoon in Gwinnett County. This is according to authorities. It happened at the Lawrenceville Sewanee exit, and the cause of the crash is still not been released. It's still being investigated. The trooper has not been identified. It's unclear at this time if other vehicles were involved. But Governor Brian Kemp did say in a social media post, "Marty, the girls and I are deeply saddened by the tragic loss of one of Georgia's finest. This represents the ultimate sacrifice, and our hearts and prayers go out to the family and loved ones grieving this loss, as well as to all law enforcement officers serving their fellow Georgians tonight." Of course, we're going to keep following the latest developments with this story and keeping you up to date as we learn more developments. Okay, let's talk about the latest with the YSL RICO trial. It is set to resume once again today. Again, this involves Atlanta rapper Young Thug, real name Jeffrey Williams. It's picking back up again, and we will be streaming it on our secondary stream when that begins. But prosecutors are again trying to prove that YSL is a gang, a criminal enterprise, Young Slime Life gang, while defense attorneys are saying that simply the name of a record label, Young Stoner Life. This trial in Fulton County Court was postponed due to unforeseen circumstances, but again, it is picking back up today. Still not clear what the delay was about, but we do have a crew that's been devoted to covering this trial inside of the courtroom, and we'll bring you any updates as we learn more. Also coming at 1 p.m., I have an attorney joining me live here on our stream to break it all down. Okay, let's talk about the Cities United Summit. So, happening this morning, Georgia leaders are gathering for breakfast. They're discussing ways to better serve our community. And this comes after nearly 1,000 government leaders in Atlanta came together for the Cities United Summit hosted by the Georgia Municipal Association. So several prominent leaders, including Governor Kemp and Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens, speaking during this summit.
It's extremely important because our elected officials need to have a good, strong foundation, and training helps them get the information they need to be the best they can be in serving their cities. And not only that, they get the benefit of learning from each other. We learn from our experiences, we learn from our challenges, we learn from our successes. And by having 1,200 elected officials and appointed officials here together, they get to collaborate, they get to share, they get to learn.
Yeah, absolutely. A great effort to make Georgia a better place. All right, let's talk about this weather outside. Meteorologist Rodney Harris. So some changes, it sounds like. And, well, what's in store?
It's a great week, Joy. In fact, this week is fairly quiet, which we like here in Metro Atlanta. That's why I'm starting with your 7-day forecast. Today's going to be a fairly decent day. Had some clouds this morning, but those clouds will kind of burn off this afternoon. In fact, they're already moving out. 52 later on today. As you can see, really this week we're going to stay in the 50s for highs. Plenty of sunshine every single day, so a fairly decent week. What you will see on the 7-day forecast is 2 opportunities for rain. Both chances are pretty low. The first is on Tuesday, so let's start with Tuesday. Most of Tuesday is completely dry, but late Tuesday going into Wednesday morning, we got some showers that'll be dropping into North Georgia. These showers will start in the mountains between about 10 and 11 o'clock Tuesday night, while most of you are already indoors, so just a couple of showers will be out there. Those showers will make their way into Metro Atlanta, particularly North Metro Atlanta. It's not much, but if it's out there, it'll be at like midnight, 1 a.m. on Wednesday morning. And then by the time you wake up on Wednesday morning, by the time most of us wake up, whatever shower activity is out there overnight will be completely gone. So that's why the coverage of rain is only at 20% for Tuesday night and not a first alert, is because it's simply not going to impact a lot of people. And when we do see those showers, most of us will be asleep. The next opportunity for rain will come on Sunday. So Sunday, there's a 30% chance of rain. This will be a bit trickier. This is starting Saturday evening. You can see the rain that's well west of Georgia late Saturday. That'll gradually move eastward throughout the day on Sunday. So right now we have a 30% coverage of rain on Sunday. You can see where most of Sunday is still dry, and it looks like that rain is moving in later in the day. So that's why we have a 30% coverage and not a first alert, is because it looks like at this point the rain is Sunday night. However, I will point out that we are seeing one of our models that's showing that rain moving in earlier. So it's really far from now. It's literally the end of the 7-day forecast. But as we go throughout this week, if we find that the chance of rain is going to move in quicker and impact more of your Sunday, we may have to elevate Sunday to a first alert. Right now, the impact is in question. And that's kind of how we based our first alerts. So if you're going to be impacted more on Sunday, we'll first alert it. If not, we'll keep the first alert off. But just know that at this point, there's at least a 30% chance of showers on Sunday. That'll certainly be the part of the weekend where you have the greatest chance of getting wet, with Saturday being dry. So that's a look at the forecast. Again, a pretty tranquil week across Metro Atlanta, but we'll keep you up to date on any changes right here on our social channels and the First Alert Weather app. We hope you guys have an amazing Monday, and until next time, we'll see you soon.